Okay, so before I get into this, just a very quick word about what I'm not about to say. I'm not about to say that if you're dyslexic, you'll die sooner. I'm not saying that dyslexia is a direct cause of early death. But I am saying that statistics show that people with dyslexia die sooner than people without. A few years ago, I was called in by a National Health Service trust to help with a particular issue they were having. This issue was that certain patients were not taking their medicines properly. That is, they weren't following the instructions on the medicine boxes, on the little sheets of paper you get in the medicine boxes. They were essentially taking their medicines wrongly. The question was why? Why were they taking their medicines wrongly? And one of the things we explored was, well, maybe they just weren't taking in the information that was given to them. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of the time when you look at the information that's given, there's a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of writing, a lot of small print. Now, for people without dyslexia, that can be quite overwhelming. Imagine what it feels like if you have a reading problem. Imagine what it feels like if you have a literacy problem. Imagine what it feels like if you have Ehrlich syndrome. So we did a lot of work on trying to establish the best practice for how to explain the practice of taking your medicines. In this case, particularly, it was asthma, but it could have been any medicines. So how do you explain to people? How do you get the message across for this is how you should properly take your medicines? Believe it or not, this is not an isolated incident. In fact, it's remarkably common. There's a phenomenon called health literacy. Now, health literacy is essentially that ability to take in health information, process it, comprehend it, and follow it. This is essentially the same kind of process that's needed for most literacy tasks. And in fact, when a lot of diagnosticians test for reading, when they do a dyslexia diagnosis, part of that test is the ability to comprehend and then to use what's being read. In other words, part of our literacy ability isn't just the ability to decode words, it's the ability to comprehend whole sentences, whole passages. It's the ability to find out the relevant parts of a really long piece of paper and decide which of the bits I need to work and I need to follow through. So reading isn't just a mechanical phonological issue here. Reading is a more holistic skill. Now, what we know is that dyslexia is linked to health literacy, to the ability to take in the information that you're given in your health forms. And yet we also know that there is no training, or perhaps if there is ever any training, there's next to no training in the medical profession on dyslexia and health literacy. In fact, I'm going to go further. There is definitely no training on dyslexia and health literacy. I've seen some of the reports and some of the studies. There's no training. What this means is that the likelihood is those with dyslexia have lower health literacy than those without dyslexia. Here's the shocking statistics. Those with low health literacy are 75% more likely to die earlier than those with high health literacy. Women with low health literacy die round about 20 years sooner than women with high health literacy. Men with low health literacy die round about 26 years sooner than men with high health literacy. There is a link between dyslexia and low health literacy. There is no training given in the medical profession dealing with dyslexia and low health literacy. Therefore, if you're dyslexic, you are likely to die sooner because of low health literacy than if you're not. This is horrendous. I mean, honestly, we know the issues. We know exactly the issues involved in this. And yet still nothing is being done about it. If you are dyslexic, you are more likely to have low health literacy. If you have low health literacy, you're 75% more likely to die earlier. If you're a man, 26 years. If you're a woman, 20 years. We need to do something about this. That one moment with the NHS Trust that I spent helping people understand how to get the message across about asthma drugs, that should be ubiquitous. Thanks very much. If you like this video, please press the like button, please share it, and please subscribe to the channel. I'd be very grateful indeed.